manipulations or practice of giving and so forth, may become Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Please cultivate bodhicitta simply, so you can think, I wish to be Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to achieve Buddhahood, in our daily life, every day, every moment, we need to practice bodhicitta. Practicing bodhicitta is a kind of heart practice of Mahayan Buddhist tradition. Without practicing bodhicitta, you cannot be actually Mahayan practitioner. So in order to practice bodhicitta in our daily life, as a foundation, we need to practice great and pure compassion. Without cultivating great compassion, you cannot really achieve, you cannot really generate a bodhicitta. So in order to practice not just simple compassion, the great compassion, then we need to reflect, we need to remember the actual reality of our life. After you fully understood the truth, the reality of our life, the second, when you think about other who lives around you, no matter your parents, your father, mother, brother, sister, husband, wife, children, no matter, they also have a same situation. You always want happiness. They also want happiness. You don't want any kinds of sufferings and problems. They also don't want any types of sufferings and problem. From that point of view, you can feel me and my friends and my relatives are equal. Then you can extend your compassion towards your neighbors, particularly, your enemy. Sometimes, for the certain reason, we consider someone is our enemy or your enemy. If you think more, closely, when you look at closely, the person whom you consider as your enemy, in the past, he or she used to be your best friend. Maybe your, study or working together. So in our lifetimes, we should not get easily angry towards someone who make you a little bit, who give you little problems, little annoying. You always consider the people who live around me, the people who live in Singapore, no matter, which religion they follow, no matter which they belong to which race, we consider all human beings equal to me, one happiness, don't want sufferings. Then also the compassion we must extend towards all sentient beings who are in samsara. So for practicing bodhicitta must have a solid foundation which is pure and great compassion. The compassion must be unconditional, compassion, unconditional love. Then you can have a bodhicitta. When you have bodhicitta, through practicing bodhicitta, you can easily, purify any kinds of negative actions or negative karmas. When you actually have bodhicitta, then you can easily control your negative thoughts, particularly the anger, the hatred. When the attachment arises, yes, through the attachment, it makes us a little bit, through attachment, we can have certain issues or certain problems. If you compare attachment and anger is more powerful negative thoughts, which is brings or produce all kinds of suffering. So therefore, through practice of compassion, generally we can control any kinds of negative thoughts, particularly the anger and hatred. In our daily life, if we practice great compassion, bodhicitta, then the next important one, we have to study. Okay, we have to study. I'm not saying just believe. So we have to study with the honest mind, be honest. With the honest mind, we need to study how things actually exist, how things actually arising from us. When you closely study the truth, reality of all phenomena, finally you're going to see things are there like a dream, like illusions. I always use the simple analogy is the looking at, the rainbow. Far away you can see the rainbow is so beautiful, very colorful. When you walk more closer, very close, finally, you can see the beauty of rainbows. So all phenomena like that. Clear? All phenomena like the ugliness, beautiness, or things like that. Then slowly you're going to realize emptiness. Then, so you already practice great compassion, you already practice bodhicitta. Then, after realizing emptiness, then I'm going to say, you actually already on the path to achieve Buddhahood. You are already on the path. Without practicing these three, the principal paths, like bodhicitta, great compassion, emptiness, or renunciation, no matter how long you do your recitation, chanting, sadhana, you're not really going to catch up the actual path. So if you practice the three, practice in your daily life, so when we go through the death, you can, instead of going to be upset, instead of having sadness, you feel is very much happiness. You feel happiness because you have a strong confidence to go better life. I hope everybody download the soft copy. So today we go through a little bit experience of the death, experiment of going through the death, then intermediate, then next life after the intermediate. So please download the soft copy. next one maybe. We start from the beginning.
Oh, we starting from the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, so we will chant stanza number 1, that taking refuge and pray for free from the difficulties of suffering of the this life, intermediate state, and next life. Please chant together. At the same time, make sure you fully understood the meaning of the first stanza. Perry, okay? Done?
Okay.
Please sit down.
Yeah.
Look at all of you studying for this. You don't have the soft copy. Okay? Stanza number 1. I and all beings through space and without exception go for refuge until Latin to in Latin man. To the past, present, and future of Buddhas, the doctrine and spiritual community. May we be released from the burden of this life, intermediate state, and the next. Now you simply just say, you are almost 80 or 90% sure you're going to die within few weeks. Therefore, first you pray to the Tibetan, free from the kind of sufferings of death, intermediate state, and next. So this one, so somehow whether we want or we don't want, one day, so we have to leave this world, right? There's no choice. Also, whether we want or we don't want, everybody, believer or non-believer, rich or poor, male and female, young and old, everybody going to go through the process of death. So let's say now you are very scared about death, also very much worry about next life. Therefore, first, few weeks without having all kinds of thoughts, you simply remember the tribal gems, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Take a refuge from your heart. At the same time, yes, you have to take medicine, you have to eat, food and drink, but you always need to remember the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. So when you reflect on Buddha, I always say, so Buddha, what does mean Buddha? All the Buddhas are excellent teachers who can teach us the path to how to achieve Buddhahood. All the Buddhas are excellent teachers who can teach us how we can overcome from suffering. The Dharma is the actual refuge. All the Sangha are kind of our study or practice partner. Next, stanza number 2, reflect on impermanence, and particularly the importance of life. May we extract the meaningful essence of this love sport without being distracted by senseless affair of this life, since this good foundation, hard to gain, easy to distribution. Present opportunity of choice between perfect and loss, comfort and misery. Whether you are rich or poor, somehow you have a very important life. Based on this life, you have a choose. You want to choose the profit or you want to choose the loss. You want to choose the comfort or you want to choose the misery for next life. Then while you are dying, let's say you are almost 100% sure you cannot live anymore more than a week, then you just meditate on impermanence. Impermanence, take refuge to the triple gem, meditate on impermanence, particularly remember the death. Remember the death will come, is very certain. The time of death is very uncertain. So when you meditate on impermanence death, then slowly the fear of death slowly going to disappear. Then slowly you can feel it's okay, I can leave this world. At the same time, you are learning, you are practicing non-attachment. Non-attachment. Also, whether if you are a little bit young, like 40 or 30 plus years old, also you need to remember impermanence. Your job is impermanence. Your house is impermanent. Your relatives are impermanent. Your property, everything is impermanent. Means it comes and goes, Nothing can stay, permanently. If you fully understood impermanence, then one day you notice or you hear one of your, the best friend, or your closer friend pass away. So you can understand, you can accept, who pass away. Otherwise, when you hear the news, first few days, few weeks, you feel so upset. You feel, then slowly you become very unhappy person, because we always, from our heart, from the depth of our heart, we have a concept, we can have some kind of thoughts. Thing can be kind of like a permanent. There's nothing such as permanent. Impermanence. Next, now, not just reflect on impermanence. Surely you think, yes, I don't want to have a loss. I want profit. I don't want to have a misery. I want comfort one. Right? Then what you have to do, particularly you have to remember more subtly impermanence. Stanza number 3. May we realize there's nothing to waste, death being definite, but the time of death indefinite. What has gathered will separate. What has been accumulated will be consumed without residue. At the end of arising come descent, the finality of death, that is death. Now, so after you meditate impermanence, particularly the death, then final, the death means when you stop, breath, the finality of breath is death. So sometimes we think, the death or next life is very far. When you stop, breathing, you are already next life. Also, according to Buddha teaching, we believe in, hell being, hungry beings, also it's just 1 second you are in the next life. Now you are a human being. Next minute, next time, just within 1 moment, you already born into lower realms. You can imagine right now we are human beings. We live in a very comfortable zone with delicious food, with air conditions. So everything is perfect. Next moment, you already born as a animal like cow, dog, fish. Yeah, you can imagine what kind of life you will have. Now you are more closer to the death. You are on the bed in hospital or you are home if you are lucky. You are in the hospital, you are in home. If you are unlucky, we never know where we're going to die. We are not sure the place of the death. So stanza number 4. May we be relieved from the overwhelming suffering due to the various cause of the death. And in this state of paradox's conception of subject and object, illusory body composed of the four impure elements, consciousness are about to separate. So now you are on the bed. You are laid down on the bed. Now, due to the sickness or due to some other condition, we can have all kinds of sufferings. Particularly, so when the four elements within our body, degenerating, then we can have all kinds of illusions. Due to not realizing these are like illusions, then we can have a very strong attachment. We can have a strong anger. We can have a strong kind of jealousy. All these negative thoughts make you very confused, bring you a lot of sufferings. Therefore, that moment, without having kind of negative thoughts, you continuously pray to the Tipaljem, meditate on impermanence, remember practicing bodhicitta and great compassion. We just continuously practice the Dharma. Particularly, the object and subjects are like illusions. That means that moment you are trying to control the negative thoughts. Now it's more serious. You're not just having kind of a lot of negative thoughts, but then you want to move around. You cannot move because your body is so weak. Also, okay, so anyway, stanza number 5. May we be relieved from the mistaken appearance of non-virtues. When the deceived at the time need his body sustained so dearly, the faithful eminence, the Lord of the death manifests, and we will ourselves with the weapon of the three poisons of the last, head and bevolvement. So, due to the non-virtuous actions, you can have a kind of very strong negative thoughts. So you want to move or you cannot, no matter how much you really, take as the body almost going to give up. Then at the end, due to the negative thoughts, sometimes you can kind of beautiful kind of object appear to you. You really think it's a really beautiful object. Actually, the beautiness which appeared to you is a manifestation of your karma. Or due to the karma, very ugly, scary things appear to you, also you scared. You generate anger and hatred, you make it shouting. And also the ugliness, the scary objects, also the manifestation of your karma. Without knowing this, then you are generating anger due to the beautiful appearances. You are generating anger due to appearances, the ugliness. So make sure you control your attachment, your anger. Also, you continuously practice your Dharma, remember whatever thing appear to you, everything are manifestation of your virtues or non-virtuous action. Now is more serious than number 6. You are not only have all the illusion things of your mind. Now you are on the bed. You are surrounded by doctor and nurse. Also some of your friends and relatives are on you. You have the physical body. So you have all the medicines around you, the injection, glucose, whatever things there are. Now you can think about next. May we remember instruction of the practice, whether doctor forsake us, return or no. Friends have give up hope for our life, and we are left with nothing else to do. Now it become more serious, right? The doctors, indirectly or directly, the doctors say, I don't think, we don't think we can save you. Also, the doctors and nurses telling your relatives, I don't think we can save you, him or her. The doctor already gave up. Then also, as of, belief in religion, we, many our relatives also, they do, prayers, particularly they do the medicine Buddha's prayers. Also, the prayers, the ritual or chanting can be, no avails. They doesn't have any power to save you from the death. Then is the friend is referred to relatives. The relatives very much, care you, they really love you, but the friends or relatives also give up hope. No matter how much they love you, how much you trust them, is the truth, right? I say also that at the end, what happened, you also crying, the tears come up, your friends or particularly your dearest friend also just crying around you. Now you can imagine the situation is very tense. And we are left without nothing else to do. All the medicines, no use. All the doctor nurses are no use. All the relatives are no use. All your belongings are no use. Even though your guru, let's say your guru who are Buddha, let's say, also he's around you. He cannot do much. He can pray for you. He can teach you, control your negative thoughts. Controlling negative thoughts depends on you. Am I right? You. So since today, step by step, you need to learn how to practice compassion, how to practice non-attachment, how to practice bodhicitta. When anger arises, you must know, oh, my anger is, going to arise. You must reduce through applying great compassion. Oh, I'm going to have an attachment. My attachment is going to arise. Oh, I already have a so strong attachment to my belongings or my relatives. That moment should not continuously you attach towards your belongings, your friends and family. Immediately you need to remember impermanence, non-attachment. Then attachment can be under control. Otherwise, you can say the 3,000 mind, the weapon of 3,000 mind of lust, hatred, and bewilderment that kill you. Means it doesn't mean due to the anger or attachment, the lust actually it cause to it can be caused to die yourself. Now the doctors say, the relatives say, cannot do anything, right? Not only that, stanza number 7. May we have confidence of joy and delight and food and wealth accumulate with the miscellaneous left behind. We separate forever for the cherished and longer for the friends, going alone to the perilous situation. Yes, now you're on the bed, the doctor and nurse have left. Also, some of your, relatives left. They are preparing the funeral. Right? Not only that, now you understand, oh, I don't think I can survive because the doctor already left, the nurse left, they collect their medicine. Some of your friends already left, they are doing preparation, right? What do you call the 4 days? Week back? Yeah, they are preparing, they are calling here, they are right, making phone call, they are preparing for the kind of the ceremony. Not only that, now you remember, oh, I have a beautiful house, I have a money in my bank, I have an expensive car, I have a jewelry, I have a friends, I have a children. Now you feel very upset, right? You know you are living, but you are living with nothing, right? Living with nothing. It doesn't mean we don't need anything. No, we must have a house, we must have a car, we must have a money, we must have a relative friends. Those you can use as your daily kind of necessities. Should not have an attachment. For example, when you go, let's say your birthday lunch and dinner, yes, you can see the hotel, the restaurant is so beautiful. The table, the chair are so nice. The food is very delicious. But that moment, what you have to do, you just enjoy the food. You should not, generate attachment to the house, the chair and spoon. But yes, you guys doing, I can see when the restaurant, wow, the spoon is so nice. Huh? Wow, the cup is so nice. Huh? Wow, the flower is so nice. What? You come here for just enjoy your food. So we have to reduce this kind of attachment, right? This kind of, now you can see, you can feel the sadness. Now, stanza number 8. So you have a lot of confusions. Also, you have all kinds of attachment. Make sure that your mind, your practice should not be distracted by attachment towards your belongings. Make sure your meditation practice are not distracted by anger and hatred. Also, your mind should not be distracted by the artificial kind of advice, because you are leaving, you are dying very soon. You are dying within a few hours. But some of your friends say, hey, how are you? You look good. Huh? Don't worry, you are okay. You should not think, oh yeah, I will be okay. You should think, yes, they are a nice person, they are really giving me kind of hope. But you should not think they are telling the truth. Nobody will say, oh, I think you're going to die, right? Somebody come to see you, nobody will say, oh, I think your condition is very bad, you're going to die. Actually, if somebody asks you, oh, I think you're going to die, what is your PIN number of your card? What's your bank number? Actually, they ask with a good motivation. They're not thinking taking your money. Make sure whatever you have, they can use the good way. Then when somebody asks you, how do you feel? You feel angry or you feel happy? Huh? How do you feel? How do you feel? Happy? Even though whether you tell the PIN number, you share the PIN number, bank account or not, the money will, used by someone, right? Okay. Therefore, next one, not only the now stanza number 8 is come more kind of serious, degenerating the 4 elements in your body. Number 8, may we generate the power of one of the virtues. When the elements earth, water, fire, wind dissolve in stages, the physical strengthens his nose, mouth and nose dry and puckered, warm window, breath are gasping, styling sound emerge. You are not looking at someone, okay? You are just imagine you are on that, the procedures. Due to degenerating the water, the elements, earth, generating the earth elements, your body becomes so weak. Due to generating the water, your body becomes so dry, particularly your nose, your lip, your tongue becomes so dry. Due to dissolving the wind energy, then your hand and legs cannot move. Due to dissolving the fire energy, slowly your body become, colder. So in the future, if you want to check that the person is dying very soon or still can live a few hours or few days, first you check the external sign. External sign. If particular the eyes become so dry, there's no kind of uh, uh, little liquids, means the person die very soon. Also you can check the pulse. Pulse becomes so slow. You check few times. If you feel the pulse are much slower than few minutes before when the person is dying, very soon. Then the number 9. May we realize that deadless or mode of being, when virtues mistake appearance of faithful and horrible, and the particular march smoke violent appeared, the mode of the red indicative conceptual access. So here you need to remember that the eight, the procedure of the 8 visualizations. The first 4 very easy to uh, realize yourself. When you touch your body, still you're able to move little bit here and there. When you touch your body is become so cold. Right? Also, you can feel your mouth is so dry. You're asking water. You're asking juice. Mean is another. This also indication. Then the earth dissolve into the next 4 stages. Then the appearance, or appearance will appear to you. These appearances can be experienced only you. Nobody can see them. That when the white appearance, things appear to you, you need to remember, okay, now I reach to this step. The red appearance appear to you, you need to remember, I reach to this stage. You're not just remembering which state you are now. Make sure you continuously practice the Dharma. Right? So that moment, suppose it's so difficult to do the sadhana, visualizing the Buddha or Bodhisattva. The easy one, please continuously practice bodhicitta. No matter what happened, I wish to be Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. No matter what kind of appearances appear to you, should not be generate attachment, anger. Practice bodhicitta means I wish to be Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I don't care the appearances. I don't care my belongings. Just think, practicing bodhicitta. But we think, this morning, we think, yes, I can, right? You think, I can practice bodhicitta, but not easy. Because lots of confusions come in your mind. All kinds of appearance appear to you. Due to, degenerating the 4 elements, all kinds of feeling you can have. So you have to learn since today, based on these textbooks. Next, stanza number 10. May we generate strong mindfulness and introspection when the wind constitute begin to dissolve into the consciousness. The external continuum of breath cease, gross domestic appearance dissolve, an appearance like the burning butter lamp. Also, stanza number 11 is may we know our own nature also. Through the yoga, realize the second existence, nirvana, empty. With appearance increase, near attainment dissolve. Early into the later, experience like the pervasive moonlight, sunlight, darkness and dawn. 12. May the mother and child light meet. When their attainment dissolves into the all empty, and all conceptual quietude ceases in the experience, like the autumn sky free from the floating condition down. Okay, here this three stanza is talking about dissolving, the last four appearances. The last one, the clear mind. So here you need to know, we need to learn generally we can have three types of body. One is the gross body, which has come from our parents. It's for gross body. Then when we go through the intermediate state, so if you're able to go through the dream yoga, that time we use the subtle body, not this gross body. So when you reach to the last visualization, the last one, which is the clear mind, that time we are totally disconnect this gross body. As somebody move your body, you're not going to feel it. Somebody cut your head and legs and arms, we're not going to feel any sufferings because you must say me, we, I is totally disconnected with my gross body. That moment you are using the subtlest body. The body is not separate than the subtle energy. Also that moment you don't have anymore, you don't possess kind of an anger, attachment, ignore all the negative thoughts. Also the 80 conceptual thoughts total dissolve into the clear light mind, dissolve into the subtlest mind. Clear? This subtlest mind, the clear light mind is the kind of origin of all the negative thoughts. Also the clear light mind is the foundation to achieve Buddhahood. From that point, if you're able to use the clear mind, if you're able to transform the subtlest or clear mind into the path, then gradually you're going to go to Buddhahood. You're going to achieve Buddhahood. If you know until now why we keep circling in samsara, why we are in samsara, because you are born, then we survive for maybe 10, 20, 30, 50, 80 years old, then we go and dissolve all the things, they are subtle mind. The subtle mind again, the reverse, you born another life. Therefore, so until now, we don't have the opportunity to transform the clear mind into the path. Until now, we don't have the opportunity to study, to learn how to transform the subtlest or the clear mind into the path. So therefore, when you think this, subtle mind, now you must feel, you must realize, I am, very lucky person. Now we have the opportunity to study how to transform the clear mind into the path. From this point, actually you're going to cut you're going to cut, the cycle of the samsara. Otherwise, it's come again. Go on, right? Therefore, it's a clear mind here. Like an atom sky free from the floating condition. So that moment now you can imagine, you cannot see the physical body because you don't have a eye consciousness and no air consciousness. You cannot see, you cannot anything. Also, you don't have attachment, anger, everything is totally dissolved there. And that moment, for you, everything look like so peaceful. Right? It's neither negative nor positive. It's just a neutral. And that moment, if you are able to remember emptiness, right? If you remember emptiness, then the subtlest mind you can transform as a wisdom, then meditate on emptiness. Then gradually from there you can enter into the two stages, particularly the completion stage. Next, stanza number 13. May we be set in the open, profound meditation, in the certain wisdom of John, innate bliss and emptiness. During the four emptiness, upon the melting of the moon like white constitute, by the fire lighting the powerful females. Is already explained you. So here, simply from this, based on this book, you need to learn the chakras. The man, there's a 5 chakras. There's a 3 main channels. Also, you need to learn a little bit about what are the functions of different chakras, what are the functions of different channels. So when you reach to the clear mind, all the energy, the left and right side, the energy totally dissolve into central chakra, central of the central chakra. We consider the heart means the center of the central chakra. We are not talking the heart which is pumping the blood and oxygen. So this one I already explained in the last class. Stanza number 14. May we complete in the place of the intermediate state, the constant meditation from illusion to the upon living the clear light. We rest in the body of complete enjoyment, bliss with the lodges body marked with the beauty, arising from the mere wind and the mind of the clear light mind. So here I said in the last class, make sure as a foundation we must have a renunciation, bodhicitta based on great compassion, the wisdom. Then you follow one of the sadhana, particularly higher tantrayana sadhana, which no matter which one, Yamantaga, Gua Samaja, Chakra Samaja, Vajra Yogini, you have to follow one of the sadhana. You can do few sadhana, but mainly you can focus on one sadhana to learn how to practice the generation stage and completion stage. When you practice the completion stage, then you have to know, you learn the chakras and channel, how the energy coming down towards your sacred chakra, how you reverse the energy from sacred chakra to the heart chakra. These are the technique for generating, the blissness. Then through the important methods, the bliss mind just transform as a wisdom, realize emptiness. Then through this practice, you can reach clear mind, the illusory body, and then the union of illusory body and clear mind. Then within one lifetime, you can be Buddha, based on the higher Tandayana practice. Yes, the teaching, the path has this kind of ability or power to transform the simple ordinary being as a Buddha, the simple ordinary Buddha body as a Buddha's body. But in order to transform them, we have to practice one of the sadhana very seriously, right? So we do very serious mistake. Not only you guys, include me. So we are very happy to receive, a lot of initiation, right? Yes, recently, His Eminence Ling Rinpoche come here. He gave initiation. Many of you attended, which is very good. Also, the last, I think, few months ago, Ziling Tongpo Rinpoche in TBC, he performed some initiation. You receive all the initiation. For you, receiving initiation is just like a receiving blessing, right? Receiving blessing. Have you ever think before you attend the initiation, can I practice the sadhana? Have you asked question yourself, right? You just rush to receive the initiation. Then the Guru say, okay, you must do every day this sadhana. Yes, at the beginning, so you have a very strong faith and belief. You say, yes, I will do the sadhana every day. After a few years, you notice you have to do like 4 or 5 sadhana every day. Right? Then many people come to see me, Geshe-la, I'm doing 5 sadhana. I'm so tired how I can, concise. Can we stop this sadhana and that sadhana? My answer is very simple. I said, I'm not your guru. I'm not the person who perform initiation for you. You must ask your guru to change, the commandment. But I can see, I can understand, why they receive all the initiation, but I teach them, how to concise that more simple way. Again, yes, I explain, okay, you are doing 5 sadhana. First sadhana, you complete the beginning, this one. The second and third, you just enter from the, halfway. You know to do all the preliminary practice, chanting. Then also feel it's okay. Then what I can say? Right? So some of you are doing, let's say, 3 sadhana or 4 sadhana, 2 sadhana. But when you do the first sadhana, you must do the, all the preliminary prayers. Second one, you just skip the, preliminary prayers. You just enter from the beginning of the actual generation stage. Skip prayer doesn't mean you just forget taking refuge in generating bodhicitta. Taking refuge, generating bodhicitta must be in your mind. Right? Then the sadhana become very complete, become simple, still very complete. Otherwise, sometimes I really feel sorry for some of our elderly kind of friends who are like a 70 plus. Of course, physically they are very weak. Still, they are so worried about breaking the samaya or commitments. I can understand, but I'm not the person who has the authority to say, okay, you can stop this one, you can do this one. I don't have. So in the future, please, everybody, very carefully, thoughtfully, you try to, you think, receiving initiation. Before you receive initiation, please think twice. Nobody can give you force. Nobody force you to go the initiation, right? It's your choice. So when you go, you must do the proper way, the sadhana. So these are talking about generation and completion stage. This is the number 14. Now 15. If now is going to be for us, if due to karma an intermediate state established, may erroneous appearance be purified through immediately analyzing, realizing the absence of inner existence, of the suffering of the birth, death, intermediate state. Right? So when we enter into intermediate state, after the clear mind, the reverse one, when you just born, we take intermediate state life, look like you are be awake from the deep sleeping, right? Then slowly you can see, you can hear, you look like slowly opening your eyes, right? But that time remember the uncertainty of the place, uncertainty of the friends and food environment, also all kinds of things happen in your life during the intermediate state. Then also you need to remember, the teaching of emptiness. Can you remember in the intermediate state? Yes, you must think, I will try, right? So here I'll tell you one very interesting real story is happened in Tibet. It's not like 100 years ago. I think it's 60 years ago. There was a monk who was very, very intelligent. He studied, Buddhism and Buddhist philosophy in Tibet for I think maybe 15 to 20 years. Actually, nobody can do debate with him. He's very smart, very intelligent. Then he came, that time, Tibet was still independent. So he came to India, staying in Darjeeling and Colombo area. Within 1 year, can you believe? Within 1 year, he became master in English. Within 1 year. Then he goes on all the Buddhist, the Buddhist site. He keep notes. That time he didn't have a camera. He keep a note. He write all the image. He was a really good artist. Then he moved to Sri Lanka, Thailand, Burma. He wrote a lot of books. And back to India, back to Tibet. Due to certain reason, he was in prison. Then he released from the prison. Then he was very weak. But he still have, a faith. He really still practiced the Dharma. Then one day, he asked his friend, so today we chant the chanting which is the dependent origination by Lama Tsongkhapa. He asked friend to chant the sutra. All the friends chant sutra. Gradually, he just passed away. Before he passed away, he said, today I'm going to go to next life. The famous Buddhist concept, the next life. I'm going to go next life. But unfortunately, I cannot send you a message. There's a next life, there's no next life. You can think about how he has a confidence about. He says, very unfortunately, I cannot say there's a next life. I cannot give you a message, there's no next life. Right? So he really practiced Dharma seriously. Then when he was leaving, he didn't have a kind of sense of fear, worry. He happily left this life. Right? So this due to the power of practice. Now look at, if due to the karma, an intermediate state established, means almost 90% us, almost all of us going to go through the intermediate state. Then all kinds of appearances can be appeared. That moment, remember, immediately beautiful object arise, appear to you. Remember emptiness of the beautifulness. Ugly object appear to you. Remember, meditate on emptiness of the ugliness. Scary object thing appear to you. Remember, emptiness of the scary objects. That means, even though intermediate state, you must practice the emptiness. From that point, we talk about the pure land. So, from this life, we cannot really go directly to pure land. We have to go through the intermediate state. Intermediate state, then pure land. Right? So, If we able to remember the emptiness, great compassion, bodhicitta at the intermediate state, then we no need to take, birth in another life for this world. We can take another rebirth to another realms. We can go pure land. Stanza number 16. May we be born in the pure land through yoga, transforming the external, eternal secret with virtue sign for sound of the revolts of the elements, the refrightful appearance and the uncertainties appear. Right? So, what? So since today we must have a very clear picture. What happened? What kind of things going to happen during procedure of my death, particularly during the end visualizations. You have to learn. Also, you must have a very clear picture what happened during the intermediate state. So from them, it's very much depend on you. From there, if you still continuously generate attachment, anger, negative thoughts, then your life going to be, go down. From there, if you control your negative thoughts, practice dharma, from there, you can take another good rebirth as a human being, or from there, you can go to the pure land. Right? Now, there's a good options. Now, stanza number 17. May we reborn the supreme life, support the Tantra practitioner using the sky or the body of the monastic or lay practitioner possessing the three practice. And may we complete realization the power of the two stages of generation and completion, thereby attaining quickly to complete enjoyment the emanations. Now this explains, the actual kind of condition of receiving initiation, practicing the two stages. So stanza number 17, yeah. Supreme life support of a Tantra practitioner using the sky or the body of monastic or lay practitioner possessing the three practice. So simply what is this saying? So we have go through, let's say, we gone through the process of the death, intermediate state. From there, we are able to practice the path, we are able to practice dharma, we take another good rebirth, which has all the condition to receive the higher Tantrayana teachings. In the futures, near future, if you're going to attend higher Tantrayana initiations from someone, the first important one, whoever going to perform the initiation, particularly higher Tantra initiation, the person must receive the initiation which is he going to perform for you. You may not just only one person among the people. He must receive the initiation. It doesn't mean he received the initiation because he was there when the Guru performing the initiation. Remember, he really have to go to the proper visualization, receive the 5 empowerment. After receive the initiation, the person who is going to perform the initiation, he or she daily need to do the sadhana and must complete the retreat, the long or short or very extensive one. They have to complete the retreat. Not only that, the person who is going to perform initiation, he or she really need to know very precisely, clearly the 2 stages. Not only that, the Guru must have a good heart, very compassionate person. Make sure the guru doesn't discriminate, among the students. Therefore, you need to know the qualification of the guru who is going to perform the initiation, particularly higher Tantana initiation. Yes, after analyzing the guru, we going to understand. Yes, this guru can be the perfect guru can perform the higher Tantana initiation. Now, second, you need to check your quality. Right, your quality. Because every day I go around the evening walking, I go through the F1. Right? Each time I reach to F1, I always remember the higher Tantana initiation. Yeah, the higher Tantana path is like the F1, the car. Very powerful, very quick, very fast. Then we are like a person who doesn't know well how to drive the normal car, but still we wish to drive the F1. Can we? Can we? Yeah, you can start. You can, drive a few meters. You could have a accident, right? Because when I reach there, I always think, the higher Tantana teaching, the path I look like the sport car. Very powerful, very fast. If you really know how to drive, you can be reached from here to China how many hours? Directly, if there's a step road, very fast. If you don't know how to drive it, then it takes your life. That means the higher Tantana initiation, higher Tantrayana path has such a big benefit. Also have such a serious risk. So you have to think, you need to check your own kind of qualifications. Among the qualifications, remember the three principal paths. What are they? Three principal paths. What are they? Renunciation, bodhicitta, emptiness. These are the foundation. Do we have a renunciation? Do we have renunciation? Do you really renounce from the worldly things? Difficult to say yes, maybe difficult to say no. You are not. Also, we shouldn't have a misunderstanding about renunciation. Because Tibetan words, we say, nge jung. Nge means definite. Definite. Jung means overcome. Definite overcoming through your study, through your meditation. One day you're going to feel, definitely I need to get out from the samsara. I need to get out from samsara. This is the renunciation. No matter who you are, still you need a food. Right? You need a food to eat. You need a shelter. You need so many things. It doesn't renunciation doesn't mean you don't need nothing. You must have, but should not have a attachment. That means, look, for example, during the COVID-19, right? Everybody must take the COVID-19 injection. When we take, we can feel the suffering. But we have to take because we need a good protections. Like same way, we must have house, but we should not think the house can be for me forever. When you generate non-attachment with your belongings, with your food, particularly your relatives, the sense of kind of little bit uncomfortable must be there. You have to go through certain kind of sacrificing. You need to sacrifice certain things. Then gradually, through the renunciations, you're going to learn non-attachment. Not only non-attachment, You really need to think, you really need to feel, somehow I need to get out. I want to be free from the suffering. Suffering of suffering. Then what are the second one? Suffering of change, the pervasive suffering. Particularly the pervasive suffering. Right? What does mean pervasive? Means this physical body is the suffering, is a pervasive for every who has a like a who in samsara. Everybody possesses the physical body, gross, subtle or very subtle. Everybody has the physical body. Even though you can see you're in your kitchen, if you left little like sweet food on your kitchen, what happened? Immediately ants come along. When you check, the body is so small, right? Very tiny. Still, they are really looking at food for eat, and kind of little bit moisture things for drink. So renunciation means you need to feel somehow I need to get out. I want to get out from the samsara. Not only samsara, cause of the samsara. Remember the two truths. What are they? The first two truths? Truth of suffering, then origin of the suffering. Truth of the suffering, truth of origin of suffering. So you need to learn the connection. The suffering, we have suffering. The suffering is not like give it by the God. The suffering I have is arise from the origin of sufferings. What are they? Ignorance, attachment, anger, there are so many other things. Mainly the three-poison mind. Until we have a three-poison mind, we're going to accumulate. We're going to engage into negative actions, right? Actions. When we engage into negative action, the negative action always produce what? A negative result. Negative result. So you can see the deep connection between suffering, the origin of suffering. Until today, what we do, we very much focus on, free from the suffering. We don't focus much about free from the origin of sufferings. Right? So we have to change our mindset. We don't need to worry about suffering. We focus on how I can get rid of origin of suffering. The suffering going to be, reduced. Right? So renunciation. What is the second one? Bodhicitta. Right? Bodhicitta can be generated if we practice compassion and great compassion. Clear? Great compassion. Here also you need to remember there's two different ways how to generate bodhicitta. Bodhicitta can be generated through different two different practice. The first one, 7 cause and effect. The 7 bodhicitta is the 7th. Before there's a 6. What are they? Number 1, recognize all sentient beings as your mother. Second is remember their kindness. Third, wish to repay their kindness. The fourth is number 4 is love, loving by love. Then fifth one, great compassion. The sixth one, altruism. That just first we use one person who are very close to you, whom you really like him or her. Yes, you among the 6-7 billion, for you this person is one of the kind of the best person for you. You recognize him or she is the best person. Then living together, eating together, supporting each other. You remember his or her kindness. Not only remember his or her kindness, you remember I want to repay his or her kindness. Then just slowly you can have a sense of love, a sense of compassion. When you really have a sense of pure love and compassion, you very much care the person. You very much care about the person. When the person is sick, what do? You really try your best how the person free from the sickness. The person having financial problems, you try your best to, giving support the person, stable the financially. That means enthusiastic. Then bodhicitta. You cannot really just, jump first to the seventh. The step you must follow, okay? You must follow. There's one way you can practice bodhicitta through the 7 cause and effect. Right? Then another one, which one? Through the exchanging self and other. Right? So the second one is more kind of easy ways to generate bodhicitta. Sometimes, yes, we can remember, he or she is a very nice person, very nice to me, but sometimes the person, does the negative things to you, you get very angry, upset, right? Then you cannot change the mindset. When you practice exchanging self and other, how you can exchange you and others, self other, what does mean? You have to switch your mindset. Until today, what we do, me first, then my family second, then my neighbor thoughts, then rest of people we totally ignore, right? Ignore. When we switch the mindset, means, so I am not important. First, others are more important than me. Instead of thinking yourself, you first think others, then think you second. You change, you switch your mindset. So how you can switch the mindset? Why others are most important than myself? You are only one. Other maybe 6 or 7 billion. Your interest is very small. Interest for others is huge. Right? So exchanging some other, there's a lot of logic. Anyway, within these two or all both together, you need to generate bodhicitta. But the third one, wisdom, right? Renunciation, bodhicitta, wisdom. Without having these three, no renunciation, your Dharma practice can be a very polluted one. You cannot have a pure Dharma practice. Your practice can be, polluted by the worldly concerns. Without bodhicitta, your practice cannot be Mahayana practice. Then, without the wisdom, which is realizing emptiness, there's no way you can you yourself visualize as a deity. There's no way. You cannot think, I become Yamantaka, I become Aryatara. No. At least you must have some kind of understanding of emptiness. If you have these three, that means you have a quite good foundation to attend the higher Tantrayana teaching. When you receive the higher Tantrayana teaching, you just receive simple kind of permission. You are allowed to practice the Mahayana, particularly Tantrayana path. For us, what does mean receive initiation? Mean receive initiation, do sadhana every day, 6 session Guru Yoga every day. We thought this is my daily practice. It's a very serious mistake. Not only yogas, even though Tibetan Buddhists or Ladakhi, all the Himalayan Buddhists, almost 90% have a same kind of misunderstanding. Go and attend the initiation, receive initiation, do sadhana every day, do 6 session guru, practice every day. That means I'm practicing higher tantrayana path is not at all clear. Then through sadhana, there's a preliminary prayers, then the actual prayers. Preliminary practice, actual practice. Actual practice very much focus the 3 practices. The death transform into dharmakaya. Intermediate state transform into enjoyment body, sambhukakaya. Then taking rebirth transform into nirmanakaya, right? So if you really follow the higher tantrayana practice, every day you need to learn how I can transform these 3 into the 3 kayas. Therefore, you talk about clear-eyed mind, illusory body, the union of these 2, right? Higher tantra teachings. Quickly, Buddha's body to complete enjoyment emanations is talking about the 3 kayas through transforming the death, intermediate state, and the taking rebirth into the 3 kayas. Okay, so we complete the teaching of how to practice the dharma during the procedure of death, how to practice dharma during the intermediate state, how to practice the dharma after we trigger in another rebirth, another life. Also, Tibetan words, we don't use the rebirth. We say Hyewa Lang means take another life. Taking another life. We say rebirth means born again. So there's lots of incorrect translation when the Tibetan word translated to English. Sometimes due to the incorrect translation, people has some kind of misunderstanding always there. Okay, so before we stop our class, we can have some time for Q&A. You can ask questions related to our class. You can ask question in general way, whatever you have a question. Please feel free. No question? Please feel free.
Sorry, Geshe-la. Regarding stanza 17, the part that he says possessing the 3 practices, can you please help clarify the 3 practices?
Maybe
Stanza 17.
You're 17.
The three practices.
Oh, this is remember 3 tipika, right? 3 tipika. What are they? 3. Remember what are they? Vinaya basket, or you can 3 basket. Vinaya, Abhidharma, then Sutra. 3 practices, right? Shila, Samadhi, and the meditations. Yeah, these 3. The 2 stages are generation and completion. Completion, there are 5 stages. Among the 5, clear mind, illusory body, particularly the illusory body, the meaning or the understanding is very precisely explained by Lama Tsongkhapa and the illuminating of 5 stages. 5 stages. They already translated in English. Yeah, 3 practices. Any question? Okay, so happy everybody. I think I understand. Okay, please. Okay.
Last time we talked about.
One second. Yeah. First, she can ask.
Geshe-la, if someone met with an accident, will they still go through the normal 8 stages of dissolution?
Yeah, very also very good question. So when we are in, I think when we study about the Abhidharma in the monastery, so we have a lot of kind of the debate. In monastery, every day we have a 2 hours debate class in the morning, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 4 to 5 hours debate class in the evening. Yes, we have a serious debate about what happens somebody, accidentally die. And somebody got an accident, the person slowly die within like 1 hour, 20 minutes, they still have a time to go through this procedure. Someone really have a very serious accident, boom, finish. Right? It looks like there's no time. So remember, 1 hour have a how many minutes? 60 minutes. 1 minute has a 60 seconds. 1 second has a 60 milliminutes. 1 milliminute has a minimizer. So the timing is very interesting to think about. The thing about the timing is very interesting. We say, oh, it's quite long. The long or short is very relative, right? For us, we cannot do much within 1 milliminute. We cannot do much. Yeah, within 1 minute, you can make us one clip. We cannot act much within the milliminute, nanomilliminute. There's a more, smaller time. It doesn't have to. It doesn't take like even the 1 minute, maybe few milliminutes can go through this procedure. Everything is going through naturally. I told you, you don't need any practice to go through the visualizations. It's come naturally. This based on our logics, based on our debate, we say, okay, maybe this happened. Then I read another. We are very interested to learn. Everybody must go through this procedure or not. What happened? Accident. Then one of the masters said, no matter what is the kind of swift or quick the person quickly pass away, they must go through this procedure because it doesn't take that long time. It doesn't take long time to complete this procedure. Yeah. So actually, we really don't know. Based on logics, it looks like going through. Based on the certain teaching, this mentioned everybody must go through these procedures. Related to your question, I always, remind you. Oh, let's say, this day is very famous. Someone still pass away, still in the Thukdam, right, meditation stage. We consider, the person must be very good practitioner because the person is still in the meditation stage. I have a very serious doubt about this, the meditation stage. We Tibetan call Thukdam. I read a lot of books about the Thukdam. I have the doubt. Is a real Thukdam or is not just naturally remain that way? Then I read a particular, Dharma books from one of the Kagyupa masters. When I open the book, go through the books, exactly I found what I thought he explained there. He said somebody remain, like kind of like a meditation stage for 1 week, 2 weeks, maybe 1 month. It doesn't mean the person is in the thuktam. No. He said, let's say before you going to die, before we pass away, we generate very strong craving or attachment towards your belongings or your friends. You continuously generate the attachment or craving to someone or something. Then you pass away within this stage, having attachment to someone, something. The person body can remain freshly for quite a long time. Because the mind is still, attached to the belongings. The person is not leaving the body. The subtle mind attached to the something or someone. Yes, look like the person body is very fresh. We believe, the person must be very high practitioner because still in the thukdam is not thukdam. What does mean thukdam? I explain you, we maintain your practice like bodhicitta, practicing bodhicitta, meditate on impermanence, meditate on emptiness, or meditate on the charges of practice, or continuously meditate on emptiness. Go through the visualization. At the end, when the clear mind arises, the clear mind meditate on emptiness. Then the person able to remain this meditation stage, 1 week, 2 weeks, few days, we can consider thuktam. Number one. Number two, when we see it's a very common this day, like Tibetan Rinpoche or pass away, we say, there's a lot of relics. You can see, very beautiful bones or color, or if you consider it's very holy. So what happened for me here, let's come to Singapore. A few times I went to the Pho Center, Omingsen? Omingsen, the cremate the body. Next day, me and my friend, we went to the cremation area, collect the bones. The person, actually we don't know, a person is practitioner or not. When we collect the bones, actually I found very beautiful, like a crystal. Bones are so many different colors. Some bones are like rainbow color. If he has the name of Rinpoche, we surely 100% sure, we have that relics. Same thing we must check, right? So let's say some of you have like pet dog, right? Pet dog? Pet dog, pet. You do the cremation, check the bones. Maybe a dog can have the same thing. This thing we should not consider so holy. It thing can happen for anybody, right? So that means, yes, the procedure also should and go through this procedure. Also, you must think about the meditation stage. You must think about the relics, right? So we should not think everything, looks so beautiful or colorful is a very holy object. Okay, what's your question?
Further to the Dharma sister who just asked about these 8 stages, right?
Mm-hmm.
If one is in the formless realm, and as what you have mentioned last week, there's no bardo for formless, that means no 8 stages at all.
Okay.
Correct?
No bardo. Okay, this one I think again. Also, we already have a long debate about form and formless. According to the Sutta, based on the Sutrayana teaching, based on the Sutrayana teaching, we consider there's a 3 realms: desire, form, and formless. According to the Sutrayana teaching, based on the Sutrayana teaching, the being doesn't have the form. Because Sutrayana teaching doesn't mention the subtle gross body, subtlest body. Clear? Based on Tantrayana teaching, there are three bodies. What are they? Gross body, which is we have, then the subtle body, the subtlest body. Then the formless being also possess body. They don't possess the actual form which we have, but still they possess the subtlest body. When they pass away, they also go through the visualizations. Formless means they doesn't have a gross form. They consider formless. The formless concept also comes based on the Sutrayana teachings. Clear? Yeah, is for your answer. Clear? If you want to debate, you come here, you can debate.
Geshe-la, in what way will one be rebirth in the formless realm? What kind of example of formless?
This one simply based on our this lifetime, right? So after we reach to the last stage, clear-led mind stage, that time we possess the subtle body, but the body is still within this gross body. When we left this body, suddenly we possess the intermediate body, because Pardozuk, intermediate body. The intermediate body is kind of a very subtle kind of energy. Is energy or subtle wind. Due to the wind, we can say body. It's so subtle, therefore, remember the uncertainty of the place. When the person can think, the person can reach there. For us, when we think about Malaysia, we cannot reach, we have got this body. That means the body is so subtle, it's kind of, you can say the light web. This day, based on the scientists, the light web, right? The light travel faster than the other physical thing, right? The light travel is the faster physical thing can go around. That means the formless being has this kind of body. Also, we should know the formless realm is a different kind of, realms. Within this place, we can have a desire realm, we have formless and form and formless, both can be happen here. Okay, so then we can stop our class here. Okay, please. Which book you open? Your book? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Nalanda course book.
Thank you very much for teaching. I have a question, just putting what you've taught today, the Bible, into the context of the dependent origination mantra taught by the Lord Buddha. We're saying Ye Dhamma Hedu Bhavava, Hedu Tesham Tadakato Yamada. Then in the English translation was about all phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The sensations of cause as well is taught by the Great Seer. So then when we talk about the course, also the course of the taking a new life, can you please elaborate a little bit on the causes and conditions? And in the context, also in the relationship to karma.
Okay. Actually, so do you know what does mean the mantra of dependent origination? Actually, the way say mantra is that the translation is wrong. We must say that the dependent origination in the Sanskrit words. The teaching of dependent origination is Tibetan word. Right? It depends say Shonang Tamjo Yuli, the Yudiji Shebesu, Yulango Bakayamba, Gajon Chimbe, this is Tibetan language. Other one is Sanskrit language, Om Yedharma, Hedu Prabhava, Etun Shen Tathagata Hayo Vadik Deshan Chayo Nirodha Evang Vadi Mahashamana Soha. It's not a mantra, actually chanting in the Sanskrit. Clear? And also when you do the sadhana, like Yamentaka sadhana, yes. Also, when you do the sadhana, most of the sadhana are in Tibetan language. And then there's a mantra of Yamentaka mantra. These are the actual mantra. Okay, so Om Yedrama Hedu Prabhava Hedun Deshan Tadakada Hayavadi Deshan Chayo Nirodha Yavam Vadi Mahasharmanai. These are not the mantra, it's a in the Sanskrit. Okay, so this is the dependent origination, teaching of the dependent origination, right? So first everybody must know the definition or the meaning of dependent origination can be the three types. First one, the gross one, depend on causes and conditions. Number one. This will be almost, everybody know, things are arising from causes and condition. Like a fruits, primary cause, secondary cause. That means dependent on causes condition. Number one is gross. Now you may go a little bit, deeper. Dependent on parts and whole. Like a human being depend on the five forms. Parts and whole is the little bit more deeper. The third one depend on merely name and thoughts. So when you reflect on the last dependent origination, you're going to understand how things are exist. Things are exist. When you really think very precisely, closely about how things are exist, when you think about from the conventional side, from the conventional point of view, from the conventional side, look like things are independently there. Look at the lamb, butter lamb. When you touch, it really burn your finger, your hand. It really burn your things. Look like the fire is there like independently. When you analyze, when you use the logics and reasonings, yes, the flame, the fire is not there as independently. Yes? So here, more difficult parts on emptiness, we need to know two things, two sides. One, things are empty of inherent existence, not only empty of inherent existence, but conventionally they have a function. This means we need to know the true truth, one entity, true kind of oscillation. Right? Okay. Next, do you remember based on the Ras Siling Sutra? For three things. Remember, something exists, therefore something arises. Something exists, therefore something arises. It talks about dependent on cause and condition. Second one, remember, something born because something is already born. It's talking about things are dependent on causes and condition, but the causes and condition are impermanent. Therefore, the result, the effect also impermanence. Like mother and parents are impermanent, therefore children are impermanent. If parents are permanent, the children can be permanent. The next one, remember, likewise, ignorance produce. Second, what was the second among the 12? Ignorance produce karma. You can say karma. Right? Then among the 12s, what are the number 8? Number 8, craving. Number 9, clinging. Number 10, becoming. So these 3 are very important. Let's say we have a karma. Right? Everybody, we have a karma. So while we are dying, at the last minute, how the karma, active? How the karma active? We have a positive karma, we have a negative karma, we have a neutral karma. Which karma going to active before we take another rebirth? Which karma is active? For this question, answer clearly by what the brother of Vasubandhu, Igyan, Asanga, no, brother, his younger brother is a Vasubandhu, Igyan. I'm not sure, remember, you can check Igyan in the Abhidharma. Let's say we have a both karma. Which one will active first? He said, which one will accumulate first? It depends first. If we accumulate this together, at the same time, which one, active first? Then, which one is more stronger or powerful will active first? If there is some same, accumulate at the same time, have a same kind of power, then which one come first? Then say, which one you are more familiar with, it will come first. So therefore, this Pardho teaching said, don't generate attachment, anger, craving, things, right? So karma is there. So when you generate anger, you are activating the negative karma. You are activating the negative karma. The anger, attachment can be secondary cause to activate negative karma. Negative karma. While you are dying, if you practice the renunciation, bodhicitta, you always maintain the positive thoughts. Then the positive thoughts can be triggered to activate the positive karma. Positive karma, right? Karma. Without having the secondary cause, the positive thought, negative thoughts, without having these two thoughts, any of these two thoughts, the karma is just simple, dry seeds. If you throw the dry seeds on the dry, land, then the seed cannot be activated. Therefore, the two thoughts, positive or negative, thoughts, it becomes trigger to activate the karma, right? Then after becoming, then what's the next one? Born, right? Becoming, then death, then aging and born, and then aging and death. Then we take another rebirth, because activate the karma. Therefore, normally when you go to see, someone in the hospital, someone, in the hospital with the air condition, but still the person feels so hot. Person asking, add me more blanket. I feel so hot. That means the person have a kind of attachment or desire towards hotness. This is going to activate the negative karma, the person going to pull into the hell beings. Therefore, that moment we have to be very careful. Make sure you're not going to cultivate negative thoughts. When the negative thoughts come, immediately we need to control. Otherwise, the negative karma going to activate your negative karmas. Negative thoughts going to be negative karma. Therefore, so you want to know precisely, please study the Rice Sealing Sutra. I think it's already included this book, right? So all of you already have a class about the Rice Sealing Sutra. In the future, you should not think, I received the instruction from Geshe Yonten is enough. You should not think so, okay? You must open the book every day when you have free time. Okay, so I will.
Last one.
Okay,
It's not a question, but a request.
what
Could you
request?
teach us karma, the teaching?
The karma already included into the dependent originations. Yeah. So I told in the past many times. Actually, include me. We receive enough teachings. We receive more than enough teachings. Your heart is full of teaching. Right? So what is really we are lacking? We are lacking practice. We are lacking practice because we've been so lazy. Then if some of you think, no, I'm not lazy, I'm always be busy. But your busyness actually is a laziness for the practice of Dharma. Right? So we are lacking of effort. So we are lacking, practicing Dharma because we cannot see the importance of practicing Dharma. When you see the practicing Dharma is so important, nobody need to ask you to practice Dharma. You happily practice Dharma every day. So we need to see the importance of practicing Dharma. You have seen the importance of receiving teaching, but we haven't seen the importance of practicing Dharma, right? So next, while we have a class, I need to think, maybe we won't have a class only Sunday. Saturday we have a class on engaging in the Buddhist Sattva. This based on the Shanti Deva. Right? I also ask you to read the chapter every day as much as you can. Okay, so I cannot accept your request. Yes. Okay, please.
Thank you, Geshe-la, for answering the question before. The following questions, as you said at last, is that take that as an example. If the person feels hot and we need to be very careful to help the person generate a positive mind, to not fall into the hell. What can we do exactly? As a person, how can we help the person?
Actually, moment of the death, honestly speaking, based on the Buddha teaching, for example, while I'm dying, nobody can do much for me. Not much. You can ask someone to do prayer for me. You can ask someone to dedicate for me. It doesn't change. It cannot change much. My journey. My journey, everything must be determined by myself. But normally, what we have to be very careful that when the person is very serious condition, we know the person cannot survive anymore within few hours. We always give a lot of encouragement for him or her to remember their daily practice. Also, the person cannot practice Dharma. Also, we give a kind of good environment to maintain the positive thoughts. Also, you can ask, what is your, last kind of wishing? What's your wish after you left? If the person says, okay, you do this, even though you know that kind of the demand is so big, you cannot complete, but you still have to say, yeah, we will do, you will do. Yeah, be just, be relaxed, remember the Dharma, maintain your positive thought. Let the person will live with the positive thoughts. The positive thought actually is a Dharma. Right? Practice Dharma doesn't mean you hold the mala, you recite mantra. Keep the positive thoughts all the day, all the time. You solve the Dharma. Make sure we give a good environment, maintain the positive thought, the person who are dying. Then another, we have, okay, someone passed out of the hospital. I have the mandala sand. Where can put on the head, forehead? Where I can put? That's a lot. Sometimes I feel love myself because most of you are Tibetan. You are in Singaporean. Yes, you good to follow Tibetan Buddhism. Please don't follow much, the Tibetan culture. For example, when we do Asian teaching, we usually do the fire puja. Also, the fire puja, also the wrong kind of translation. We Tibetan call jinsek, offer and burn. Use of fire puja. What's the fire puja? So you need to know the ginseng. They prepare the place. On the place they draw the mandala. That's, so after we complete everything, first we invited the fire deity, Agni Dev. Then we offer all the food and drink for him. And second, we visualize, first, the puja based on Yamantaka. We visualize the Yamantaka mandala in the heart of the Agni Dev mandala. In the center of mandala, we visualize Yamantaka. Then we offer all the, things, include the butter or barley, beans, offer to the Yamantaka. Why we need to make a fire? Because we visualize the Agni Buddha, Agni Dev. Then what we do after finish the practice, next day you collect all the ash. Right? I can see when I come back here, maybe 20, 30 plastic bag full of the ashish. What do you do this? Ashish, right? Ashish? What do you do? What do you do? What? Huh? What do you do? You collect home, you keep home, one day if there's no enough space, you have to throw in the dustbin, right? So what we Tibetan do, we collect the ashish, we throw in the field. We have a big field. We throw the ashish in the field as a bless for the field. You don't have a field, you don't have a garden, why you collect? Yeah, so you are really sometimes, I can see you guys doing a lot of nonsense thing. In a way good, in a way I really don't know. Right? So asking where I should put the sand, how I can put the sand. This also very Tibetan culture. So Tibetan culture, when person doing for themselves, right? So in order to make a hole from the head, from the center of the head, then they do the butter, they do the kind of sand things. The person very easy to make a hole here. Have you really seen somebody can make hole on the center of the head? Have you seen? All right. Therefore, some of the Tibetan monks, usually when you touch in the center, you can see the center is very soft. Every day practice power, the bone becomes so thin. The last minute easy to open the door. The person can live like this. So then again Tibetan culture, you collect the sand, apply on the dead body. Okay, anyway, so I'm really much appreciate many of you continuously attend the teaching until the complete. So thank you so much. I hope you learn a little bit from our class, my class. At the end, we do dedications. Generally, after you finish your practice, please don't forget doing the dedications. At the beginning, I asked you to check your motivation. Through checking, you are able to set up the right motivation. Then we study the Dharma with a pure mind. Therefore, we believe, actually we have accumulated the great amounts of merit. All the merit we can dedicate ourselves able to practice the Dharma, particularly able to practice the Dharma during the procedure of our death. Not only that, we dedicate the Dharma to able to practice the pure Dharma until we become a Buddha. Also, we dedicate the merit to benefit all sentient beings, include your dear and near one. Last, we dedicate the merit for long live all the lineage guru in different traditions, particularly His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. Also, we must dedicate the merit of world peace. When you hear the news, when you open the newspaper, the whole world is very unstable. We really don't know what will happen in the next few years. So, dedicate the merit. So, I chant the verses from Tibetan, you chant in Tibetan. So, in English. Jambya Bhavya Chitara Kimpa Dam Kundo Sambo Deyan Dejin Deda Gungi Jesu Dalo Jen Gewa Dida Damje Rado Duzun Shebe Gewa Damje Yemowa Kanla Chodo Ngaba Dage Gewe Zawa Digun Sambo Juje Rado Ngowa Ye Janjo Senjo Rimbo Je Ma Ye Banama Gigyu Yewa Nyamba Meba Yang Kwane Kondo Beo Sho Janju Senjo Rimbo Ma Ye Banam Gigyu Je Yewa Nyamba Meba Kwane Kondo Belwara Sho Tongi Tawa Rimbo Je Ma Ye Banam Gigyu Yewa Nyamba Meba Yang Kwane Pelwara Sho Minjung Samba Rimbo Je Ma Ye Banama Gigyu Yewa Nyamba Meba Yang Kone Kondo Pelwara Sho. Thank you and good night. Thank you.